Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today is day 20, Soul Consciousness, a drop of awareness 5 times a day. Embodiment of sadhana, trustee, protector of the Yagya. Now we'll be listening to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. We all had kept aim to look into our stage and the awareness of how much in Hindi we say nyara and pyara, can say detached and lovely or untouched like lotus flower. And we took all the themes from Baba's Murli when Baba said we should be detached and lovely in 4 aspects. So this is the third one we are completing today. We talked about simplicity and sadhgi, and yesterday we talked about sadhana and sadhan, that is our efforts, and also whatever we had to use, the material things or devices. So when we belong to Baba, then one is whatever I need for the self, whatever I need for service. Some of us are, we buy them and we use them, but in my life or some of us, we are provided by Baba whatever I need to use, what is needed for service. But deeply within, there shouldn't be this thought that I cannot do without it or this belongs to me. But always keep aim that I just have awareness that I'm taking care of it, I'm trustee. Once it happened that one sister, her computer was not working. So she gave to someone in IT to fix it. And so something happened and he said, oh, you have to have good vibrations for the computer. And she said, what wrong? What could be the other vibrations? So sometimes some people think that everything around us functions based on vibrations. So when we are protectors of Yagya, one thing we know that if our awareness is okay, our way to take care of things is okay, way we maintain everything is okay, then it's like we are protecting that because it belongs to Yagya, it belongs to Baba. That means we don't just use carelessly, because there is a saying that every grain of Yagya is equal to diamond. So we have to take care of each grain. Each grain here really means everything, every minute, little, big things we have to really take care properly. Some of us, when we came at early age in Yagya, I know we were taught so much in our trainings about how to protect, use everything, take care of everything. But when you're using everything in a way, you are sustaining Yagya. I always say that many of us, We don't have wealth, right? I don't have money to give. But whatever is there, which helps to function the yagya, if I'm very attentive, careful to use it, and use it in such a way that maximum it can be used for maximum or unlimited service. And really, if it's in my awareness, how much awareness can help in not only sustaining the yagya, but also maintaining and protecting everything which belongs to Baba. I know that when Dadi Janki gives example, that when they surrender, they were given 12 dresses. And she says for 12 years, she didn't take any because the way she will wash it, iron it, keep it. And there are some, they just find things are not functioning. And it's a very, very subtle influence of awareness and the vibrations in whatever has been given to me to use as a trustee. So some things can be personal, some things could be for service. To see that it's maximum used, duration, and for unlimited way. So this thought of being unlimited, it's not just I and mind. Because when there is I and mind, there is limit. In many ways, it limit comes, and to see that how every Baba always says that if it was just getting money, Baba could touch a very billionaire, one of the richest person, and he can take care of Yagya, right? Whole Yagya, not a big thing. Even if it's vast, but we are very economical, we are very simple. But Baba said it won't happen. The pond has to be filled by drop by drop. That means everyone, whatever little one can do, contribute to Yagya so that this pond can be full and service can happen from there. And because every drop which is being put in this pond is coming from one's own honest, sincere uh, income, earning, or even when it comes to time and energy, everyone in one's own duties, responsibilities can spend whole day. But Baba's children will take out some time. I have to do some Baba's service, whether it is through body, whether it is through time, energy, money. So once they give to Yagya, put in Baba's Bhandara, or contribute in some way, or do some seva, then we have to collectively see that as Yagya Seva and protect that and respect that is very, very important. So this subtle awareness of being a trustee, I know that to gain trust is very, very important. And if you are trusting, because then your life is very simple as a trustee. So if you are trusted for something, because they know you're not going to nor waste it nor lose it, right? One is wasting, but some they lose things, right? I know that Janki gives example, and I have experience. She says, I don't even ever lose one handkerchief. And especially when we are traveling, some people leave, forget so many things. And she makes sure that everything has been packed and nothing is left. I also used to travel a lot, so sometimes with some little things, if they are left, they will keep it. They bring it to Madhuban, or when they come here, oh, you had left this, we brought it back. Very little things also. So habit of not losing, we can use, like Dadi Prakash Pani always said, I mean, there are many who do a lot of physical work, right? So they need to enough properly, all that. So she will say, all eat whatever you want to eat, but you cannot throw it. Right? Take as much you want. Sometimes those who are serving out of love and respect, they give you a lot of, and they make your plate so full. Right? So sometimes you can't eat that much. So pay attention while you are being served and know how much really you will be able to eat. Uh, there is no harm to go for second serving, but not to waste any kind of food, Brahma Bhojan, because the way it is coming, given to Baba, given for Yagya, and from same Yagya, we all are being sustained, right? In all different ways, materially, physically, spiritually. So, of course, not being luxurious, but still well maintained, very royal, simple, so that we become that image, the right example. Brahma Baba, Dadis, they all were from very, very well to do, wealthy families. And when they came, they renounced everything. But the way Baba taught them, that everything should be, doesn't look like they don't have anything. They are very poor and they are like beggars. No. That kind of image shouldn't be there. Even whatever clothes you are wearing, even if you have few dresses, but very clean, very tidy, it's again awareness that I am maintaining it. In other words, I am the trustee of it. I have one Mataji here with me. So whenever I look at her clothes and I said, oh, how she washes, irons, very, very clean and tidy. And so because she must be maintaining that way, right? We all maintain, but I see her. I think it's very, very deep love for Yagya, that whatever Baba has given me, I have to really keep taking care of them, maintain it very, very properly. So it's important to think of Yagya, protection of Yagya, to be a trustee, value every drop, every penny. There is a saying that these days when people go to supermarket, right? So if few coins they fell, they won't even care to pick. So at the night time when they sweep the floor, they find lot of coins. But for us, Baba says no, every cent has value. We did one project in which we wanted to print a lot of flyers. And more you print, cheaper you get. So it was 1 cent, one flyer. So if one person gets that flyer and likes, come to the program and become Baba's child, how much fortune I will create. The cent which I saved was used in a proper way. So we cannot be miser, but also we cannot waste. Where we have to spend, we definitely with big heart, with generosity, do Baba's service. But of course, when it comes to be careful, then we are very careful even for 1 cent. So we had been talking about devices, material things, even one's own body. Mm, how much I have to respect body. Because body is one of the device, right? Most important device is body. So then body uses other devices. So take care of body, good health, good maintenance of body, all different ways. So that as an instrument, body as an instrument can be used for unlimited service. So very interesting topic. We'll begin from tomorrow is about sanskars and nature. Mm, how to be nyara pyara into whether it's one's own sanskar or sanskars of anyone else. So we will continue. It is so interesting to take homework because it's not 5 drops, but kind of whole day there is attention and oh, I have to do this, I have to. So it's really, really helpful. Whole day, like intellect just says, oh, I have done this, I have finished it, let me. Uh, so awareness is increasing for every aspect of our dharana, which is very important. So we will continue with this and Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So now Sister Kala will come and help us with tomorrow's homework. But then we have today Saturday, so our dear brother Eric will be with us. So just to remind you all, stay with us. Today we have brother also coming for chit chat.
Om Shanti. Good evening. I don't think anybody would have forgotten about Brother Eric. Did anybody forget? No, we're all waiting, right? Yes, it's Saturday, our entertainment day. So Brother Eric will be here soon. And of course, not to say that what we are doing with Sister Mohini is not entertaining. It's extremely entertaining, isn't it? But it's entertaining in a different way, deeply entertaining the soul. And today, I'm sure everybody paid a lot of attention to keeping that balance of sadhana and sadhan, right? Everybody's clear on those two words. Sadhana, the spiritual endeavor, the deep effort we make, or we observe ourselves how the intellect goes to Baba, even in the midst of using all the sadhans, all the devices. So I think yesterday we heard that at least every time our intellect is pulled to see our message, let us also be pulled to Baba, right? If not more. So I hope you watched, how many times you were pulled to check your message, check your voice message or whatever emails. And at the same time also being pulled to Baba, doing it in awareness that this is also Baba's instrument. I'm using that instrument. So interesting exercise, right? Today. And even more interesting tomorrow. I am a trustee and I am a protector of the Yagya. So beautiful. And it's not only for few people, few souls, Baba's children who've been with Baba for a long time or who are in the centers. But I think this topic applies to each and every one of us, even staying at home, doing our own job locally, and taking care of our own families. We are still living in the Yagya in a big way, right? So I'm trustee in that way. And I like these, quite a few awarenesses that we shouldn't have, I think, just when he talked about. Anything from the Yagya that we are provided for, even if it is for service, it is not mine. So as soon as the word mine comes, I have to watch out, immediately cancel that word mine. I am a trustee and therefore it's not mine. And the second thought we shouldn't have, which is against the principle of trusteeship, I cannot do without this. I cannot do without this. So this awareness also is not a trustee awareness, because as trustee, we are very, very grateful for what we do have and not looking at what we don't have, right? So again, I know our attention will go on everything that is physical around us. As you know, this is a beautiful concept too. Everything functions based on vibrations. Everything, even if you don't touch it, you know, even if you're just looking at it, even if you're just thinking about it, it's still catching your vibrations, even that object. So I think we have to be careful, even though we say they are inanimate objects and they're material things, but there is a lot of deeper philosophy about the vibrations that we have to be careful with. So as protectors, what do? We, first of all, respect what we have been given, what we've been provided. We take care of it by maintaining it properly, protecting it, of course, from misuse, abuse, overuse, waste, all of that, and using it to the maximum that we can. And maximum testimony described as maximum number of souls that can benefit from it, that it can last over a long period of time, so unlimited in its use. So beautiful, beautiful way of, you know, checking how I use or how I even handle on a day-to-day basis, how I handle everything, physical objects even. Of course, food is the main thing, but there are many, many objects around in the house, in the center or even in the house, that I just don't value many times. And this is all about valuing it deep from the heart, that it's been provided for service, for sustenance of this instrument, you know, Baba's child. So very, very beautiful. No waste. And first, and the other thing is about losing things. And I think some of us may have gotten our ears pulled, right? If we keep losing things again and again, that's something that it's not just we have to continue to do that, but we have to kind of check where that habit is coming from or that trait is coming from, and I have to be more careful. You know, anything that we value, we pay more attention to, and we will not lose it. So it's really about valuing every cent. Again, value. So on the one hand, we don't have to waste anything, but on the other hand, we also don't have to be miserly. We also have to be generous, because that's the example Baba has set for us. So very, very beautiful balance of coming together again, Nyara, Pyara. And it sometimes feels like, you know, if you just listen to these concepts as words, sometimes it feels like, how can you do that, right? How can you not waste and you can still be generous? And so it's like walking a tightrope sometimes. But we all know that, you know, being with Baba, being in yoga, Yogyukt, you automatically get the knack of it, get the balance of it over a period of time, right? Of course, still a lot more to learn and to improve, but every day getting better. Yes, so we will have that practice slide for tomorrow. And this is about being a trustee, protector of the Yagya. I, the living being of light, I am incorporeal, egoless, and viceless. Seated on my lotus throne, I am a protector of the Yagya. As a trustee, I am aware that all material possessions and physical salvation, right, necessities of life, are provided by Baba. I am responsible to use every penny, every grain, and every drop in a worthwhile way. Very beautiful. It's a bit lengthy, and I'll read it again slowly. I, the living being of light, I am incorporeal, egoless, and viceless, seated on my lotus throne. I am a protector of the Yagya. As a trustee, I am aware that all material possessions and physical salvation are provided by Baba. I am responsible to use every penny, every grain, and every drop in a worthwhile way. So this will be the awareness that we come back to again and again tomorrow as those responsible instruments, trustees, regardless of the roles that we are playing in our life, right? We're all trustees. We're all examples in that way. Om Shanti. Sister Mohini would like to share anything before Brother Eric comes on. Big evening coming up.
Shanti, everyone. Good evening, dear Mohini Didi. Nice to be Saturday evening and to join. Very lovely to be with you all and happy to be entertained as well. I find that this series is very entertaining, actually. So good evening, dear Mohini Didi. Nice to see you.
Good evening. Om Shanti.
And for me, it was particularly interesting, this topic of our relationship with matter. Just before you started this topic, I had a feeling I want to change a few things in my apartment because I've been, for 1 year, we're staying in the same place all the time. And then I realized the chair is not comfortable, table is getting old, maybe I need a new carpet. So I decided to change all kind of things. And then I was in a store and I was looking at the options, but then I was hearing your voice speaking to me in the store. And then I got a little bit, not confused, but thinking, because I wanted to change a big table for a dining hall table. And I realized that if my thought was, Eric, you should be very simple, then I would see that table and I said, that's the one I should buy then. But then the thought came, but Eric, you should also be very royal. Oh, I can be royal. Oh, that's the other table. That table is much more royal than the other one. Now, Eric, no, this is Baba's table. Oh, Baba's table. Oh, so then it should be the white one over there. Change. And then, okay, now this is like, renunciation. Then I don't need to buy a table after all. So then I felt, I think I should call Sister Mohini and ask her, which table should I buy? I don't know anymore. So do you have any yuktis to share when we get a little bit, not confused, but we have options? What will be the best attitude before buying expensive items for our place?
Whatever you buy, it should be durable. It should look good. It should be good quality. And always keep in mind that, it will be used for Baba. So, as I said, look good, durability should be there. It's not you buy so simple, so cheap that after one year you have to again change it. So, and also looks royal. I think you can Yeah, if you would have sent me, I would have helped you to select because I do that all the time to help people to select about. No, because when I came, I was in Yagya and Dadi Prakashmani when, especially with construction of Om Shanti Bhavan. No, because that's our kind of new experience for Yagya to build a nice, modest hall where we wanted to do VIPs program and conferences. So there were about, I think, 8, 10 engineers and architects and Brahmins. They used to sit and Dadi. So many times Dadi will call me. I will sit and listen to their conversation. So they had so many proposals about, but one I could relate to was very good is that when stairs to go up, to Om Shanti Bhavan, a lot of stairs. And then they have this open space where they have exhibits entrance. So this whole question was, because that near Abu they have marble, they have all marble factories, right? When you come, you see marble factories. So everyone was saying we should use marble. All the temples, they use marble. So you have to remove shoes when you go on marble. So, but then some were saying it should be brick, some said concrete. And so Dadi was listening, and Dadi has this formula of what should look good and it shouldn't be very expensive and also practical also, You get certain things, but they're not usable things, they look good. So I learned from there that yes, so it was decided that it will be a kind of stone which will look like marble, very durable, nice color, and So because I saw a few times and I was in those meetings where what yagya requires, and you will be surprised that Dadi Prakashmani in her diary on one page, cost of every toli. You eat something like long, they call it tosha. It's from white flour with sugar coat. And then also what is Karachi halwa. So that costs, that is at 10 cents, but Karachi halwa is 83 cents. So how much a puri, roti, bread piece? So then it's rated. Anyway, you can't eat puri every day. Your stomach will be sick. But then how much is bread? How much is roti? And Dadi had everything. And many times, because I had great fortune to, eat with her all 3 times when I'm in there. So every time after lunch, uh, when it finishes, then 5 types of rice, 5 types of rice will come, raw rice, to decide which kind of rice they have to buy. It should be basmati every day or little less because of the prices. And so we had to choose medium, Sometimes we will use very high quality rice, but otherwise we will use medium. So this way, every kind of things they had to buy, it used to come on the table and Dadi Prakashmani will look at it and we all are sitting. It was learning process, but also to see how they think about Yagya. I learned a lot from those things that yes, you can, you know, because if they buy basmati and cook for thousands of people, then of course it's very expensive. But then there was very good quality rice. And at that time, there was some Brahmins who had their very big farms from where truckloads of rice will come. Same was tea, so many things. And that there was a time that when they buy oil, then the bottom of oil, a lot is left, which is not good for cooking. So then they were asked, some of the brothers, to go and to learn how to make soap from that. So all the washing soap, all that woolen, they use surf, they call it powder, washing powder like Vim, what they call it. All that they start manufacturing from that layer of oil which was left at the bottom. And everything was so homemade, but very good quality. So I saw how they used everything, didn't waste anything. And you heard this whole long story about when the little parts of the coal hard coke, the little parts are left, what they call it, like pebbles. And so Baba didn't want it to throw it because if coals will come in truck, lot were there. And that is where Baba asked, how they will. In India, they mix the cow dung and make balls or sometimes flat. So Baba announced who would want to make it, and nobody wanted to do that. But that's where Gulzar Dadi's mother, all-rounder Dadi, said, Baba, I will make it. And Baba gave her name all-rounder and gave a lot of blessing that that nothing can be wasted from the Yagya. And because of that, she offered to make, regularly she will make that. And she got so many blessings from Baba. So whether it is selection or not wasting, I have so many stories from Yagya. And there are some who, even for food, they waste it. But all-rounder Dadi was a kind of a person, she will give everyone whatever. So toothpaste and soap, not to waste it, right? So that toothpaste, we go for toothpaste. Generally, there is 1 month, everyone gets whatever, but someone just finish soap very quickly and their toothpaste is gone. So she will show how to take out toothpaste with the roller. With the roller, she will say, look how much is still there. So all these things were part of how they respected whatever came in Bandara to use it in a very, very worthwhile way. Otherwise, we throw away the toothpaste and there's a lot of toothpaste in it. So we do it here too, and we have that. Everything they cut it and they take out hand lotions and things like that. And you will be surprised so much comes out hand lotion. And we were about to throw in, but the sisters here will cut it in 2 pieces, open it, and take out a lot of cream. And so I think that there are many different ways, not only table, but it could be anything. I don't know if we will have training for that, but I'm just giving example that the value of whatever belongs to Yagya has been given me should be used to the maximum, right? That's we call protection of Yagya.
So we'll take a picture of the dining table and the chairs I bought, and you'll tell me if I made the right choice. I think according to what you shared, I went with some good thought, but I was amused by how some thoughts can make us think in one way. Some people, they think that because we buy it for Baba, everything should be white and, so then we turn into a hospital room before we know and everything is white. And then you wonder, is this really good or is it just... Anyway, so it was good. One little thought, I don't have children, but I'm thinking for those who have families, when I'm a trustee for myself, not for myself, but using Baba's money for my own personal use, I understand. But what about parents when they have to decide buying many things for children, clothes, toys, other things? What would you advise? What kind of thoughts to keep in mind so that they don't compromise their trustee awareness with Baba, but at the same time fulfill the responsibilities of their families?
Baba always used to say, never deprive children of anything in the sense of whatever their needs are. But what happens that when one is not in knowledge, then there's a lot of attachment. So in that attachment, what they keep buying, what they keep giving might not be that much necessary. But I think that with the age, whatever children need, recently there was a very surrendered kind of couple. So their son goes in the school and he see, like children play games and they have different kinds of devices. So he wanted it. So some or other, that child and family is very close to us. So I said, okay, I was just joking with them that I will buy a gift for him. How much it costs, tell me, and we will buy for him. And so I think Baba has taught us that, both ways, children should also not get like, they need things and they need to play, they need to grow. So they need books or whatever devices are required. I think we need to provide them. Comfortable living is very important. That is why anyone who, in the beginning, somebody took 100 rupees to Baba to give. Those days we didn't have checks and all that. And Baba will say, oh, hold on, give. Do you have enough saving? Do you give in everything to your family? And okay, if this is your saving, then keep 50, give Baba 50. It was never like, okay, give more, keep giving. And of course, it's not people didn't give, but also Baba helped them to see that yes, they have to fulfill their responsibility and no one should be penniless by saying, oh, I don't have any saving. Baba always used to say, even when I got 500 rupees from Baba to decorate center, I kept 50 rupees aside because that's the sanskar, just keep for emergency. So I think that it is necessary that fulfill whatever, because from where children will get it. No? So it is necessary if whatever their needs or sometimes their desires, sometimes because everyone has it, they want it. I think they have to take care of that.
So it's good. We can tell them, yeah, you fulfill your responsibilities, but also the question of attachment, it's a new trick. We can tell them, if you reduce your attachment by half, you'll save your budget by half. So it could be a nice encouragement to reduce attachment so they don't have to spend extra or unnecessary things. Less attachment means more money in your pocket. I think this would be a new trick to invite people not to have so much attachment. I was thinking also, Mohini, one thing that I don't think you mentioned anything about karmic accounts with matter. And I was wondering, where do you see this coming into place? I see some people, the way they treat matter, they break things, they lose things, they have a strange relationship with matter. Is this a karmic account, and does this come back to the soul at some point? Where do you see karmic accounts into this whole thing?
Yeah,
That's a
definitely.
big topic.
Because I think somewhere we took it that every karma we do involves matter, involves nature, right? Even body is part of that. So when we're doing through bodies, negative actions, so sufferings come. Same is with material things. There is a saying in Path of Bhakti that Lakshmi gets annoyed, like she feels that she hadn't been respected properly. So misuse of money or abuse of any kind of thing or any kind of wastage. When we were little, we were told that every grain you throw, that means, when you don't eat food, leave it in plate and throw it, that God will put kind of wrap around your eyes and will ask you to pick every grain, blindfold you in. So we are taught that there shouldn't be any wastage. But also one thing I was taught and I believe in two things what Mahatma Gandhi said, but also there are so many people in the world, they are deprived, they don't get enough food, enough water, enough living. So it's like you have to feel bad or guilty. Karmic account also, that some are deprived and you have abundance and you are wasting it. So the matter definitely calculates it, and from the nature is some kind of punishment comes, right? So we have to be very, very careful, not waste anything. We can use it, and but some sister sitting next to me here saying that these days children have lot of demands. So I
I know.
said, well, with children also, parents have to look at them as souls, right? So when there is soul consciousness relationship, they will know up to what extent they should fulfill their desires, or to what extent they should explain them what is not good for them and what is beneficial for them. I think that could also help. But definitely karmic accounts with the nature, with the matter. And overall, we see in the whole world, because of the greed, all the metal has been taken out from the earth. So now they have to drink mineral water because there are no minerals left in the water, no minerals left on the earth. So there is organic food. So it's like people out of greed have taken out everything from the nature. And that's why I says in the end, everything will merge in again, and earth will become very fertile. Your palaces will be golden, because all that metal which we have taken out will again go back to the land. So definitely karmic accounts are there.
And what if you were mentioning, yes, children want all kind of things, and what if a child wants to have a pet at home? Let's say children wants to have animals. Maybe, I don't know, is there a difference if they ask for a dog or a snake? Is dog okay, but snake not okay? Or how does it work?
I don't know if they ask for snake, but they definitely ask for cat or dog. I think that it's two things. One is, of course, I know some families, even like they came in knowledge, but just 1 year before they bought a pet, and because children really insist on that. But again, when it comes to hygiene point of view, unless you have something separate, otherwise making bhog and these pets all over the bed and kitchen and dining table, and so some one or two places still have it. But then the way I understand, I went to one center once time in Chicago. So this sister had a cat and she couldn't live at apartment, so she brought a center. But we used to see the hair all over of the cat. You can't stop her from coming into any area. So before we are eating, she's dancing on the table, dining table. So ultimately, we had to tell her that let someone else adopt it, because they get so emotionally attached. But I have this for 12 years, so how can I get rid of, in the sense of, so we try to find someone else who can take care. So I know that this issue comes, but when we think of hygiene and all that and maintenance, and then okay, you shower after going to toilet, but then if to wash cat all the time or dog, then will you shower or not? Means so many questions of hygiene disciplines come. So based on that, everyone has to decide.
But they may want to have a BK cat, a cat the cat could be white. And, if the cat promised to be nice and to take shower, to eat vegetarian food, maybe they can put a net around so the hair doesn't fall everywhere. Maybe we should just invent a new BK cat, some cat compatible.
Somebody
But I
has
know what
to,
you mean. It's complicated, yeah.
somebody has to get into business, right? To create BK cats or have a center for them.
That's very good. Maybe we should have an Avyakti Parivar for the animals at some point.
Avyakti Parivar doesn't believe to have
No.
the pets, because see, I know that when I came to England, a lot of people said, "Oh, these Indians, they don't like pets." But it's not that their production is natural, right? It's a business. The way they produce them, pets and all that. If you see the business involved in that, like in India when we had, dogs on the street, or which sometimes you still do, then all the neighbors come together and feed the dog and all that. But what I'm saying that it's not they doing it for protection of animals, but they are produced. It's a whole business behind that. And so I don't see that, at least I don't have that sympathetic kind of attitude. And so I would just say BKs don't start doing business,
Yeah,
right? Don't think of BK cats. I mean, unless you have idea about it.
and I cannot imagine you during class having a nice white cat on you and then petting a nice big cat. I cannot imagine this happening. So I think we're okay until some later time in the Kalpa we can think about it. I'll come back to just before we finish about this karmic situation, but I was reflecting when I hear you speaking often about the elements, the regard, the respect we have for nature. I was intrigued and thinking there's something I couldn't put my finger on when you were speaking. And then I realized that what I feel from you, and maybe I'm wrong, but I was feeling that it's almost as if you have more of a motherly nature towards nature and matter than a consumer nature and attitude. And I felt, oh, that's what it is. Maybe Sister Mohini is more, your heart is bigger for nature than what you take from nature. Is this possible? And I felt that some of us, we have to pay for some karmic accounts for abusing nature in the past. And now we have to restore a proper relationship with nature. But I was thinking that for you, it seems you're almost motherly towards nature. Is that possible?
It's the other way around, because nature is my mother. Because I feel that I'm being sustained by nature. So they always say in India also Mother Nature. Mother country, but also Mother Nature. So my love for nature is more like my love for my mother, because just imagine if you don't get proper air, if you don't get sunlight, if you don't get rain for the grains, or how will you survive? So it's not only, so both ways it could be, because I am always motherly for not only nature, for everyone. That's I had been, when I came in Gyan, I was very young. So Didi Manmohini said, think about you are all world mothers, Jagat Mata, Jagat Mata. So that was kind of awareness. But also before Gyan, in traditional way, we used to worship Tulsi. We used to water sun in the morning. We will look at the moon and break some fastings. So there was always in that age, maybe all of you, if you don't remember, there was more connection with nature. And now we are so disconnected from nature. So we have every product ready, everything. We don't see the roots, we don't see the origin. Like just imagine someone said, living in New York, in Manhattan, you see all these tall buildings of bricks and everything. You never see a proper tree or anything. But when we lived, we're surrounded by the nature in small towns, and it was not like the way commercial cities are today. So most of the people have lost touch with the nature. Even they like to go for long walks in the forest, trails and all that. So it's like they have to do it. It's not, their surroundings are not of the nature too. But yeah, definitely I have love for nature, because nature is my mother nurturing me. But also, of course, I really respect and love to take care of nature, because it's for everyone's benefit, right?
I was using motherly, but maybe the best word would be like a master, because it feels like you are, for us sometimes, for me anyway, I know I was a little bit not worshiper of nature, but I needed from nature to sustain me, and I was like missing the beauty, the richness of nature, and I was consuming nature. But I feel from you as if you are more like a master. And yes, mother, and nature is the mother, but she's a mother which is sick at the moment. It's a mother that almost we need to look after her more than she can look after us. I feel when you talk that you have a caring attitude towards the grain, towards food, towards matter, and you provide an energy which is elevated to matter. So we serve nature. Baba always says you have to serve nature. So that in that way, I felt you were less taking from it than you were giving back to it.
Because in golden age, no, Baba says matter will be serving you. And also towards the end, if you have created good karmas, then no calamity, nothing of climax will affect you. And I have so many experiences with that. One time his time is up. I went to one of the country in South America, small country, and the temperature was 100 degrees. So they said it's never that hot, and it hadn't been raining. So I said, fine. Anyway, I've landed. So we will bear it. You have fan or something. They said, we have fans. Said, okay. And you will be surprised. We left airport, and before reaching center start raining. And they say, oh, we had no expectation of rain. So I don't know. I don't have fear of heat. Once we went for a program, I don't know, Bhumi was with me. So heavy rain, so much big storm. And they had a big program that evening. That means even if you come out of airport, the wind was wind and the water. So I said, it's all right. Today we are off, no lecture. But rain stopped at 5. We had a big program. Many, many experiences with the nature. Very friendly, very cooperative. Okay.
Yes, we'll continue next Saturday. So thank you so much, Mohini Didi. Really appreciate. And I'll think about all this. And good evening, everyone. And let's enjoy the new series tomorrow. So it'll be lovely. So thank you and good night.
Om Shanti, Brother Eric, I would like to add something in it. Actually, when there was a conversation about children, and I'm not sure if everyone is aware of this, that there are many video games which generally children demand for it, and some of the video games which teach them so much violence, because they generally don't do shooting or fighting physically, but when they are into the game, that's where they learn all these things. And there are many cases even happened with PKs where their children had done something like that, because the way they learn all these things by just looking at the video games, doing those things. Sometimes parents do give them things and they even don't know, they are not even aware of it, that what's happened in the room when they are playing the games. Second incident I came to know, it was awareness about that nowadays what's happening, that in mobiles they have these games, so certain games which are more likely for trapping the children's, like they have like 1 level, 2 level, 3rd level, and these levels are taking them into different places in physical way. And when they are going into the physical, like, and they trap them, and sometimes it's really not very good scenario. So people really get into that, and children are not even aware that. And in that games they tell them not to mention about the game to anybody, not to say anything which level you have achieved, and that's how they have put themselves into so much risk actually. So that's why I was just telling Didi that of course children demand, but sometimes some of the demand parents should be more aware of it, that is it harmful or is useful for the children. So just wanted to share with
Sure.
the Vyakti family.
And maybe from today, because of our thoughts and with Didi's help, we will start a new energy that will bring artists to create video games that are BK compatible with white cats and white vegetarian dogs in there, and nobody will shoot anyone. And maybe the world is changing the diet. Many people are becoming vegetarian, and they're aware of what they consume physically. So maybe we'll start a new energy so that they create video games that are like vegetarian food for the kids. That's our blessing for video games to change.
Okay, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So always remember, we are doing how to be Nyara and Pyara. Remain detached, untouched, and also very lovely. And Baba had been saying, when you are lovely, you are also very sweet, right? So deep connection of all the qualities. And so do your homework, practices, and then see you all tomorrow morning. Om Shanti and good night, everyone.